Communication is a key skill for tax professionals, as it covers not only being able to convey information to your colleagues in an appropriate manner, but also how you approach communicating with clients and other stakeholders. In normal life, we often adapt the way we communicate according to the person we are speaking to and the situation we are in. This may be in a more formal business scenario, for example, a client meeting, or informally when chatting to colleagues while getting a coffee. Similarly, when using written communication like a memo or an email, it's important to think about the audience you're addressing and how it will be received to ensure that the appropriate tone, language, and level of detail is given. You should consider what your audience will regard as important, their concerns, and the level of understanding they have of tax legislation and in-depth technical issues. Communication is therefore tested in the Advanced Taxation exams to ensure that you have both the technical capabilities to address the requirements, as well as the ability to inform and persuade your intended audience, that you can simplify complex issues and can precisely answer the questions asked. Communication is tested in both the UK and variant Advanced Taxation exams in the Section A 50-mark question and represents a maximum of 5 marks. Communication will not be examined in Section B. The Section A question is a mini case study with various exhibits setting the scene, providing a background and an email from your manager setting out the work you were required to perform. As part of this email, you will be told the format your answer could take, and this could be a memo, paragraphs for inclusion in a letter, notes in preparation for a meeting, or a combination of these or other written communication types. In some circumstances, you may be asked for more than one response type, for example, a memo to your manager, as well as paragraphs for inclusion in a letter to the client. The first step in structuring your answer is to identify and apply the appropriate format. For example, if a memorandum is requested, this should be headed up with who it's addressed to, who it's from, the date, and a title. Regardless of the format requested, you should ensure that your answers are presented in a logical way, with headings and subheadings used to break them down, using language which is clear and effective, and only presenting relevant information. This brings us onto the style, language, and clarity of your answer. The format requested will govern the way you write your answer, as you may be addressing different audiences. For example, memorandums for use within your firm should be more technical in nature, with references to the relevant tax rules if applicable, and it's reasonable to use bullet points to structure your answer, remembering to still fully explain any points as required. Where paragraphs for a letter are requested, language should be softened and complex terminology should be explained, as this should be drafted for the use of non-tax professionals. Paragraphs should be written in full sentences, and any calculations should be prepared in an appendix, with references made to this within the content of the paragraphs. Regardless of the answer format, your calculation should be clearly presented and labelled. Your response should be relevant to what is being asked and should answer all the questions raised. The key here is to be specific in your answer rather than general, and you should therefore try and apply information provided in the question to your answer. For example, try and give specific dates or tax years in your answer, rather than just saying something was within this year or the year before more generally. Finally, make sure you follow the instructions given in the question. For example, if you are told that calculations aren't required, don't prepare any. Or if you are asked for 2 advantages only, be sure to only provide 2, and don't give any disadvantages. In summary, to demonstrate the professional skill of communication, you should present your answer in a professional and logical manner, avoiding repetition, as well as being clear, factual, and concise. You should use the correct format as requested in the question, should tailor your answer to the audience you're presenting to, and most importantly, make sure you are actually answering the question being asked. Make sure that you watch the rest of the videos in this series and use the ACCA practice platform to develop your answers in order to display professional skills. Good luck with your studies.